Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's another Meet the Fresh episode. So, pang-7 na. Who would have thought? Anyway, I'd like to welcome all of you to another episode. So, for number 7, we are going to talk about something that I think is very important. Hindi lang naman sa buhay natin ngayon, but I think forever because this has to do with our survival. Okay, so I think this is a very important episode. So I beg you to please share or mag-watch party kayo or whatever para makita din ng ibang tao or mapakinggan din nila yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Okay, so before we start, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for joining us. Although, ang nakalagay pa lang dito 0. Anyway, so thank you for watching. And for those who are going to be watching the replay, thank you as well. And I hope that you will also share this episode with your friends. Again, i-remind ko pa ba na may comments? Wala pa naman tao. So anyway, please put your questions in the comments. And kahit na hindi questions, if you have comments, if you have other reactions, pwede din. Pwede din kayong mag-like, pwede din kayong mag-heart. Hindi ko alam kung ano pa yung mga pwedeng gawin sa Facebook. Anyway, kung napadaan lang kayo at hindi pa kayo nakasubscribe sa Meet the Fresh page sa Facebook, please do so. So, hanapin nyo lang yung at Meet the Fresh Live na Facebook page. So, palike na lang or subscribe to the Meet the Fresh channel on YouTube so that you don't miss any of the future episodes. Okay, so before I start, I want to introduce to you our guest for tonight. So he is Mr. Froilan Grate. He is an environmental educator and the president and trustee of Mother Earth Foundation. He is also an active trainer on inner ecology and ecological solid waste management and is also executive director of Gaia Philippines. At ang pinaka-interesting para sa akin, well, importante yung mga ibang binanggit ko, pero interesting para sa akin kung paano niya na-achieve yung pag-backpack niya across 30 countries before he turned 30. So, ang siguro itatanong ninyo pag nakita nyo siya kung gaano katagal since na-achieve niya yon. So, bahala na siyang mag-reveal niyan sa inyo. Anyway, I will now I will now add si Froy to our chat so you can get to know him and we can ask him about stuff like pagre-recycle, climate issues, etc., etc. Natatawa na si Froy sa akin. Hi, Froy! Good evening and welcome. Sobrang natatawa ka na ba?
Hi, Ses. Good evening, and thank you for having me here. And to all those who are listening, hello.
Ayan, we thank you for coming. As in talagang, thank you. Anyway, so siguro before we start, I told them something about you, but I'd also like you to introduce yourself a bit to our viewers.
Yes. Hello again. So, as Ses mentioned, I really consider myself an environmental educator and more.
At pinaka-interesting. Sorry, go. Sorry.
Yes.
Ayan,
I really consider myself an environmental educator and advocate. So I believe that people can be given the tools to participate and be part of the solution sa lahat ng mga environmental problems natin. So probably very quick lang my organizations right now. I'm working full-time for Gaia. Gaia is a global network of grassroots organizations working on waste and other pollution issues. And on the side, I'm also part of Mother Earth Foundation, where I used to work, and now I'm a volunteer as member of the board of trustees. And then there are other parang sideline or volunteer work that I do on the side that probably I can share later. So yun yung quick introduction sa sarili ko.
So, nung nag-aral ka sa college, something related to environment ba yung course mo? And then, paano ka napunta sa environment work?
Hindi directly related. Yung course ko ng college was sociology. And yung history why paano ako na-involved sa issue na to. Isa akong island boy. I grew up in Guimaras, home to the sweetest mangoes in the world. Proudly claiming that. But also, yes. But also, aside from the sweetest mangoes, we also have amazing beaches and other small islands. So, yun yung pinamulatan ko for the first 16 years of my life. No, so I was studying in Iloilo, and then I would go home every weekend to Guimaras, and I would enjoy nature. And it's I would say best pa rin na the that time, no? So when I moved to Manila no I was 17 for college, doon ko hindi pa uso yung piso fare, hindi pa uso yung murang flights noon. So I had to take a ferry, no, a ship from Iloilo to Manila. And syempre nag-dock sa Manila Bay sa port area. And the first image ng Manila sa akin was Manila Bay with black water and waste floating everywhere halos, And that very moment natakot ako na parang bawal magmula dito. So natakot ako, and I realized that the same thing could happen to the island that I call home. No? So that very moment, I know na I need to do something. No? So sa UP, hindi naman ganun kabigat yung schedule ng classes. So I tried to volunteer sa iba't ibang mga organizations, and doon ako na-exposed. I tried to volunteer sa my first NGO was this Center for Environmental Awareness na yung ginagawa namin, nagkakandak ng training for teachers on how to incorporate environmental lessons in their classes. And doon ko talaga nakita na napaka-powerful ng education as a tool for making people act positively towards solving some of our environmental issues at this time. So doon ako, and then eventually stay na, and then hindi na ako nakaalis sa environmental movement.
Oo. So far, masaya ka ba? May mga beauty queen questions. Uy, hindi. Kasi alam mo kung ba't ko yung tinatanong. Sorry sa mga law students ha. Pakaro kasi maraming mga lawyers ang hindi masyadong masaya na napunta sila sa law. So, curious ako sa ibang mga, sa ibang mga professions, sa ibang mga careers, kung masaya ba sila sa kinahinatnan nila. Ikaw mukhang masaya naman.
For me, I'm privileged na I'm in a position na masaya kasi one, you have work, no? That's one. That's basic. But it's not just work. You genuinely enjoy what you're doing, and in many cases naman you see change happening, no? Especially in my line of work where we engage with communities. Nakikita mo na nagbabago at nakakatulong ka, nag-improve. So, bihira siguro yung pagkakataon. I think lawyers would also have that if you are in the right side of the law, knowing na not everyone is looking at, but to have work and to have work and to be able to bring meaningful change to the world, I think is a privilege that I do recognize. So, masaya.
Oo. So, when it comes to environmental awareness at saka yung mga issues relating to climate change, sa tingin ko hindi ko alam kung tama, pero sa tingin ko, from an outsider's perspective, kumpara sa ibang mga bansa, yung citizens natin mas aware. And I think this is because at present direct na yung impact sa atin ng climate change at ng mga environmental problems, 'di ba? Wala na tayong luxury ng denial. Kasi on a yearly basis, survival mode yung marami sa population natin. But sa'yo, na babad sa work, paano mo ba maa-assess yung awareness ng mga ordinaryong Pilipino pagdating sa mga issues ng environment?
Tama, Sas. I totally agree with what you said. Do, sa ating mga Pilipino, I don't think it's a parang privilege, no? Pero unfortunately, andun tayo sa sitwasyon na yung karamihan sa mga impacts ng uh, environmental issues na to, nararanasan natin, with climate change, yung madalas na bagyo at pagbaha, with problems with food sovereignty kasi hindi maayos yung ating food supply, and even plastic pollution. We're seeing that na hindi tayo detached doon sa realidad na, and in fact, this is what I like to tell when I'm outside the country, kapag nagsasalita sa harap ng mga puti, is that we don't need you to save us kasi alam namin, kasi araw-araw namin sila sa buhay, araw-araw namin kami nagdudusa sa epekto ng lahat ng mga environmental problems na ito. No? So we know that. Ang problema minsan, hindi nagtra-translate. No? Ang sa aming pananaw, may level yun eh. You start with awareness, then you go to knowledge, and then you are challenged to do something, and then eventually you act to do that. So sa awareness part, lahat ng Pilipino in terms of segregation, yung pag-reduce ng plastic, yung climate change, ngayon compared to the 15 years ago, alam na natin. Pero ang question is, are we given the right tools to be able to do something? We have in the Philippines yung Environmental Education Act, pero is that even being discussed sa schools? So alam ng mga tao, alam ng mga bata na may problema, ito nangyayari, pero you're not able to go deeper into really looking at these issues and discussing and seeing how we can participate. Kaya nalilimit tayo doon sa action part na yun naman mas kailangan natin ngayon.
Oo. I think siguro, sige, bago yung I think, ano sa tingin mo yung dahilan bakit kulang sa action or kulang sa follow-through, even if meron naman na talaga tayo nung mga batas relating to environmental protection, etc.?
At the end of the day, awareness is the first step. Yung sistema talaga yung importante. We might hear yung common narrative na yung mga Pilipino matigas ng ulo, hindi marunong mag-segregate ng basura. But for me, sa experience namin, that's not actually true. Kasi ang mga Pilipino, marunong sumunod only if we have the right systems. Okay. But in most cases, kung ang society mo, ang umiikot ay isang truck ng basura at nangunguha, you really expect people to segregate their waste. Kung pagdating naman sa collection, magpaghalu-haluin din. Parang insulto yun sa mga tao. Diba? So parang what we've seen sa mga zero waste models namin, kapag meron kang separate collection, actually ang bilis ng pick up ng mga tao, and they're very supportive, no? At ang ano lang talaga nila, sana magtagal ito kasi baka after 1 month, after makuha na ng picture, mawala na kasi tapos na yung PR side ng project. But what we've seen was that as long as may sistema, kayang sumunod ng mga Pilipino. And we often hear that. Bakit pag nasa ibang bansa tayo, we actually follow traffic rules. No? We clean up after eating sa mga fast food sa ibang bansa. It's simply because hindi naman tayo nagbago bilang Pilipino, but because andun yung sistema and nakakasunod tayo. So yun yung problema sa atin is the systems are not in place for people to be able to participate and to comply.
So yan, speaking of participation, speaking of hindi marunong sumunod yung mga Pilipino, i-share ko lang yung pet peeve ko. Okay? So I'm sure a lot of you naman are aware na yung maraming mga local governments ngayon ang nag-adapt ng ban sa paggamit ng plastic. 'Di ba? So ano yung mga kasali dito sa ban na to? Kasali dito yung if you go to the grocery, ini-encourage, actually hindi lang ini-encourage, pinipenalize din yung paggamit ng, ini-encourage ang pagdala ng sariling lalagyan at pinipenalize yung paggamit ng plastic. Kasi 'di ba kung kukuha ka ng plastic, magbabayad ka ng, kung tama ako, 2 piso. So, may penalty siya. Ano pa ba? Yung mga ibang mga LGUs, bawal na yung mga fast food na gumamit ng mga plastic na utensils. Lalo na kung dine-in. Diba? Tapos may mga iba pang kumpanya na bawal kang magpasok ng mga single-use plastic sa kanilang premises. Okay. Pero para sa akin lang ha, parang ano ba to? Nanggigigil ako dyan sorry Kasi ang nakikita ko kasi, yung burden binibigay sa ordinaryong tao. Kailangan yung ordinaryong tao ang maghihiwalay ng kanyang mga basura, as you mentioned. Kailangan yung ordinaryong tao ang may inconvenience sa pagdala ng recyclable straw or yung mga steel na straw, ganyan, pagdala ng sarili nilang utensils, kahit na sa maraming mga lugar na pupuntahan nila at paggagamitan nito, wala namang way para mahugasan nila yon pagkatapos gamitin. So yun, maraming ganun. Tapos kapag hindi sumunod, either may penalty or yun nga, yung sinasabi mo na hindi din maganda yung nagiging reputasyon, di ba? So, dati pa, nung habang sumisikat itong mga ganitong activities, parang nagtatanong na ako ng, bakit ganon? Kasi kung nagkaroon ng desisyon, kung nagkaroon ng finding, ang mga eksperto at ang mga tao sa gobyerno na ang plastic hindi nakakabuti sa bayan. At dahil dito, nire-require yung mga mamamayan na kumilos in a certain way. Pero bakit yung mga malalaking korporasyon, hindi din sila binibigyan ng same responsibility? Diba? So tayo, kailangan mag-segregate ng plastic, kailangan mag-recycle, kailangan gamit ng sarili nating gamit, etc., etc. But then the big corporations still continue to use plastic in their packaging na pwede namang hindi. 'Di ba? Kasi may mga ibang produkto na pwedeng lata, pwedeng glass, pwedeng papel, pero ba't laging may plastic? So bakit? At parang walang penalty. 'Di ba? Kasi actually, 'di ba may mga pinag-uusapan na carbon tax, etc., etc., na parang maparamdam mo din dun sa mga corporations na ito na may cost, ano nga yung term nila? Externalities. Or something, na may cost yung mga ibang desisyon nila, pero parang kulang sa action dun sa aspetong yon at mas nagpo-focus dun sa bawal sa mamamayan and sa tingin ko mas performative na mga na mga approach pagdating sa environment. Any comments?
That's para sa akin napaka importanting question yan, and it shows yung limitations sa mga current initiatives natin. On one hand, I do believe na at the individual level, we have to do our part. So, halimbawa sa akin, I have not been using plastic bags or straw for 15 years now, and I'm happily doing that. Kasi I believe parang integrity on my part na kung gusto kong sabihin yon, kailangan ginagawa ko rin. Pero ang problema kasi is if it ends on that, kapag ang narrative natin is that tayo lang na individuals ang may responsibilidad and hindi na-elevate doon sa, sabi mo, anong mas efficient na paraan sa sa gawa nito. Kasi if you go to one city, may 2 pesos na bayad. If you go to another city, pag gumamit ka ng plastic bag, 4 pesos. Sa kabilang city naman, walang control at all. Sa kabilang city, totally ban. So it is confusing for consumers. So mahalaga din talaga na may national policy. But at the same time, we also have to recognize na in the interim, maganda na yung mga ibang kumpanya nagkukusa even without the national policy mandating them. For example, I've heard PLDT is parang controlling yung single-use plastic sa lahat ng stores nila, 'di ba? So that's one that's worth celebrating. Pero how do you expect the other companies kung lahat voluntary, no? And paano ma-level yung playing field kung hindi siya policy-based at a national level? So, mahalaga talaga na natingnan mo doon. So, to answer your question, bakit hindi? Sadly, unfortunately, a big part of it is lobby. No? Saan ba yung pera? It is still with the companies who are earning from this. It is still with politicians who are engaged, no, sa mga businesses na ito. If you look at Metro Manila lang, for example, saang city walang plastic regulation at all? That would already tell you sino ba ang mayor or pamilya ng dynasty na involved sa plastic, no? And doon din doon din mahina yung plastic reduction regulations, no? So for me, it really illustrates na nakatali talaga doon sa power ng lobby, yung regulations natin. Yung single-use plastic bills sa Kongreso ay nakatenga for more than 10 years now. But if you have the representative of the powerful lobbies andun mismo sa Senado, no? Anong chance mo na maipasa 'yon, no? On the other hand, yung plastic industry, they also have the money to actually to engage, no? And maglobby nga, unlike sa mga NGOs sa tulad namin, limited yung pondo mo, and maswerte ka pa nga pag haharapin ka ng isang congressman, di ba? Pero if you are a big shot CEO ng isang kumpanya or a businessman, mas malaki yung chance. So I think nakatali talaga doon sa problema natin sa sistema, sa politics natin, yung ibang usapin sa environmental problems natin.
Oo. Tapos ngayon, naalala ko lang, actually, ano pa nga yan may nangyayari ding reputation laundering dyan Dahil these same companies who are still using plastics in their products, meron din naman silang mga corporate social responsibility keme-keme. Magpla-plant sila ng trees in the countryside. 'Di ba? Parang wow, meron kaming environmental project, sobrang socially responsible ng company namin. Pero wag na lang kayong tumingin kasi yung mga plastic na tinatapon sa Manila Bay, galing din yan sa produkto namin. Parang, 'di ba? Parang ganoon na na-enable lalo yung paggamit nila ng plastic, yung mga efforts nila to destroy the environment because they use their corporate social responsibility projects para mapabango yung pangalan nila. So, ganun din yung tobacco lobby before. Ganun din yung oil and gas. Diba? Parang, niloloko lang tayo. I mean, guys, come on. Sa tingin ko, aside from the fact na may ginagawa yung mga advocates, I think ordinary people should also start really taking a good look at what's happening because napaka-political na issue kasi talaga ng environment. Lalo na yung sobrang basic na paggamit ng plastic, diba? As you mentioned, kung masyado ka namang entrenched at yung policy maker mo, siya din yung plastic king, medyo mahirap. Anyway, meron pa pala akong isang related question dito. So yun nga, nung nag-umpisa yung lockdowns, nung nagkaroon tayo nga netong coronavirus pandemic, may mga LGU na nag-announce na magkakaroon muna ng temporary stop yung mga ban nila pagdating sa paggamit ng plastic. Ako naman, ang iniisip ko lang, and I will also ask your opinion about this, iniisip ko kasi, hindi din ba, may posibilidad ba na maging forever na yung ban? Yung temporary stop dun sa ban? Kasi ang nakikita ko, di ba parang allergic yung mga tao na yung hinawakan ng iba, baka meron siyang dalang sakit, etc., etc. So, iniisip ko lang, baka mag-breed din yun ng, parang they would prefer not to reuse or recycle things, and they would prefer to use things that they can dispose dahil natatakot sila na, kung ikikip ko pa yan sa bahay ko, lilinisin ko pa yan, kung ikikip ko yan sa bahay ko, baka meron siyang infectious disease na dala-dala. Tapos kung lilinisin ko pa yan, masyado namang hassle, etc., etc. So is there a possibility na parang, yun nga, magkaroon ng parang may backward, hindi backward, sorry, I'm at a loss for words, pero parang mababalik dun sa dati yung efforts ng toward the banning of single-use plastics?
There really is that clear possibility. No? In fact, if you look at yung provisions ng New Normal Bill na tinatakal sa Congress ngayon, may mga provisions doon sa first version na sinasabi na restaurants are required to provide disposable menu and disposable utensils. And that actually is a reflection noong irrational fear natin na hindi base sa science at hindi base sa kung anong alam natin. Part of it is also common sense. Sabi nila, let's use disposable cutleries, yung spoon and fork and plates kasi baka magkahawaan kung reusable plates sa restaurants. Pero common sense lang. If you don't trust the restaurant na maayos nilang lilinisin yung kutsara nila and you trust them to prepare your food for you, diba? So parang walang logic yun.
Oo.
Logic yun. So first point yun. Second, may studies actually na nung tiningnan saan mas nabubuhay yung COVID, yung virus, mas nagtatagal sila sa plastic surfaces. So if you assume na safe ka kasi disposable plastic yan, what if yung nag-prepare noon or yung other patrons doon sa restaurant ay may COVID at po doon sa plastic na gagamitin mo, mas matagal mag-survive yung virus na yun compared to other materials. So there are studies na nandun. And third, ang pinopromote naman talaga before, even prior to COVID, was reusable. So for example, coffee. I think ikaw mahilig yata sa kape, di ba? So if you will drink coffee kapag bukas na yung mga coffee shops later, sabihin mo ayaw mong yung mug ng coffee shop kasi baka hindi safe. Pero yun nga, first, kung disposable plastic yan, mas magtatagal yung virus dyan. But second, what if you bring your own mug na lang, di ba? If you bring your own mug, sigurado ka pa, ikaw naglinis, alam mo na malinis yan versus all those others that are disposable. And those reasons. And of course, not to mention yung usapin ng basura. Sa dami ng basura ngayon, pagkano lang inutang natin at trillions of pesos na ating utangin just to respond to COVID, and in some cases, I'm not sure if people are aware, but for 1 year for Metro Manila, we are spending 7 billion pesos for waste disposal alone. Para lang itapon yung basura ating plastic at iba pang mga basura sa landfill or sa dump site. So we are spending a lot of money for waste disposal. And if we will transition, or if we will use more disposable single-use plastic, it would mean na mas lalaki yung pondong gagamitin natin para lang itapon yung basura natin when in fact there are better alternatives for us na mas safer and mas anchored sa science at hindi ito based lang sa parang knee-jerk at irrational fear natin. So yun.
Unfortunately lang, yung mga ganito kasing, katulad nga binanggit mo na Bill, yung sa new normal, yung mga ganito kasing mga bagay na yung effect nung bill is, mas pangkalahatan kesa dun sa iniisip lang ng mga lawmakers at a certain point in time. Ito naman yung mga hindi na pag-uusapan masyado. So katulad nga nung nakita nating experience ito sa sa anti-terrorism bill, na yung mga mismong nagpapasa nito ay hindi naman nagbabasa. So, what more, yung katulad nito na baka kasi iisipin nila medyo esoteric yung environmental issues, 'di ba? So, parang parang inisip ko, mas likely ba yun na babasahin nila? Parang hindi. Parang mas unlikely. Anyway, so moving on. So, yung effect pa din ng coronavirus sa environment natin. So, nung nag-umpisa yung lockdown, parang natuwa yung mga tao kasi they were saying that there's a marked improvement in the atmosphere kasi wala na yung masyado yung pollution dahil hindi nga nagta-travel yung mga tao. So, based dun sa things that you've learned along the way, in your advocacy. Is this correct? Talaga bang nakabuti in a way for the environment yung lockdown?
I need to phrase my words better, no? Kasi ayokong gayahin yung isang senador natin na welcome welcome event ito. Because definitely kahit ano tingnan, hindi okay yung nangyayari, ano? But we are seeing improvements in some aspects sa environment natin, like yung sa air quality natin, because of course yung nagsara yung mga factories or natigil yung mga sasakyan, ano? But siguro yung sa akin, the only positive thing about that is that people now realize na posible naman pala. But we shouldn't stop there. No? Hindi natin kailangan magsakripisyo, hindi kailangan mamatay ng mga tao to achieve what is possible. No? Let's use this as an opportunity to know that it's possible, pero hindi naman kailangan mag-usa ng ganito para ma-achieve yun. Ano? That's one. Second, we are seeing na people actually appreciate. Kasi akala natin before, yung mga tao walang pakialam sa environment. Kasi sabi nila, pag gutom ka, diba, hindi mo isipin yung environment. But if you look at social media, for example, people actually celebrated na they're seeing more birds. Halimbawa, they're seeing better sunsets kasi hindi nahisi yung sky. You know? So, nakukonect natin yon. Ano? But on the one hand, I don't want to sound na it's worth it kasi hindi equal yung sakripisyo natin para sa anumang benefit na nakukuha natin ngayon. But only if we stop now. What we are seeing, I think I've seen news na barely a week after yung ECQ, tumataas na actually yung pollution level sa hangin natin sa Metro Manila. Ano? So, napaka-short term niyan. So, it really shows us na mas kailangan natin na mas long term at hindi ganun ka disruptive na mapinsala na interventions para ma-achieve natin yung environment na ma-appreciate naman natin.
Actually, I saw a news report, I think, the other day, ng yes, bumaba yung emissions because not a lot of people were traveling, but apparently there are some areas where tumaas din naman yung use of incinerators dahil nga sa yun, dagdag na naman nun na yung fear dun sa COVID, yung fear dun sa mga ginamit ng mga infected. So a lot of hospitals apparently have resorted again to increase use of the incinerator. So, I understand that you're part of Gaia. So, meron bang mga ibang alternatives or talagang kailangan na no choice na, sige, magsusunog na lang muna tayo kasi highly infectious tong disease na to?
Okay. Dalawang bagay. Una, we have existing laws. Pinagbabawal pa rin sa Pilipinas yung incineration. No? So, if there are hospitals na gumagamit yan sa ngayon, hindi nasuspend yung ating Clean Air Act which prohibited incineration sa Pilipinas to allow them to burn their waste. That's one. So that's a clear violation of the law. No? If we will be strict about the legal side of it. But on the technical side and the safety side, marami na actually hospitals ang pioneers or models, no? At ang advice or ang guidelines ng mga doktor at ng mga tumitingin sa issue ng medical waste talaga, hindi mo kung tama na yung sistema ng pag-handle ng medical waste, hindi mo kailangan mag-resort into incineration, no? We have existing safer alternatives like yung tinatawag na autoclave kasi even if yung virus is ganun siya kadelikado, very sensitive din naman siya. No? Ang autoclave kasi is steam and pressure. No? So, just with that existing na sistema na ginagawa sa hospital even prior to COVID would be enough to neutralize yung virus. No? So, hindi dapat ito gamiting excuse to resort to something that is one, patently illegal, and second, something that is technologically wrong to as a solution sa problema.
Mm-mm. Okay. So, sa tingin mo, kung kunyari sa ordinaryong tao, ano ba yung mga masasuggest mo na ways ng, katulad niyan, if they're afraid that uh, infectious yung waste, or actually kahit na hindi nga kasi yung ordinary household na mga gamit, feeling ko masyado lang talaga tayong naging allergic ngayon sa paggamit ng mga bagay-bagay dahil nga dito sa COVID, di ba? Pero kung sa household lang, ano ba yung mga pwedeng gawin para mabawasan yung waste na na output natin, ayan, sa araw-araw nating pamumuhay?
That's also what I've seen na isang positive na nakita ko na consequence na nangyayari is if you look at Facebook ngayon, ang dami ng mga groups. One group is, for example, Manila Grows Food, no, na people
Okay.
are growing their own food, natutulong mag-gardening, no? And that is really one way to reduce your waste. Kasi if you go to the supermarket, bawat isang prutas, bawat isang gulay, naka-plastic, and then dahil gusto mong ilimit yung paglabas mo, dadamihan mo yung bibilhin mo, and then masisira yung iba. So na patong-patong yung waste, no, both sa plastic at sa produce na yun. And with people growing their own food, one, you eliminate the packaging. Second, talagang nagagamit mo yung whatever resources you have sa bahay. So that's one. Second, hopefully this would create opportunities for us to really support small entrepreneurs and yung farmers natin, and really grow our own food and cook our own food. So may mga, ang dami ko nakita bagong usbong na grupo na parang connecting farmers kasi nahihirapan sa pag-transport na kanilang produkto ngayon, and people are supporting that. So that's one. And third, there are already we are 5 months into the virus already, or 6 months already. There are more information na na lumalabas, no, na scientifically parang peer reviewed kumbaga, no, at mas credible. I'm not sure if you've heard before na pag nag-grocery ka daw, hugasan mo isa-isa yung lahat ng grocery mo to avoid yung danger, or iba naman iwan mo daw for 3 days sa garahe mo, wag mong galawin, ano? And what we are seeing, yung current research is indicating that we should worry less with yung surface. Hindi naman talaga nawala yung hindi naman talaga nawala yung risk, no? Pero it's not as scary as you've heard noong first 2 months nung pandemic. So we can use yung power ng internet at ng Google or ng research natin to see and read more credible information.
Mm-mm. So before we continue, hello Darwin, hello Rachel. Thank you for commenting. Lalo na yung comment niya ng OMG. Okay, the OMG is much appreciated. Anyway, so kasi 'di ba kasama din dun sa trabaho mo yung education pagdating sa environment. And while yung mga mas nakatatanda, katulad natin, we have a way of going to the internet and finding out for ourselves kung ano ba yung mga kailangan gawin. Pagdating naman dun sa mga tipong medyo mas bata, like, hindi masyadong, kaya ng on their own. So, katulad ng, young kids, ganyan. For the parents, what do they need to be teaching their kids para magkaroon sila ng awareness and appreciation, and para magkaroon din sila ng effort on kunyari yan sa zero waste or better waste management for that matter?
What I've learned sa mahigit 15 years ko na engagements in environmental education, the how part is the easiest part. Ang pinakauna dapat talaga is to answer the why. na parang why do we have to do this, no? And isa sa akin na um, na-realize ko is mahalagang ma-experience ng mga bata, no, yung connection sa environment, no. So now that people are stuck at home, hopefully hindi lang internet yung inaatupag, no, ng mga kabataan, while we are debating, no, should we resume our classes, should we open our schools already, why don't we use the time that we have now, halimbawa, para turuan yung mga anak natin, yung mga kabataan, yung mga basic skills, ano. We won't spill our age, says, no, but I still remember nung ako elementary, actually meron pa kaming lessons on gardening, on cooking, no, on baking.
Oo.
And for someone who's living alone now, doon ko na appreciate talaga na itong mga basic skills na ito, actually very 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 critical at laki ng tulong sa akin later on, you know. So that's one thing, no, for parents to probably use this time to teach basic skills, no, and i-connect talaga. Kapag nadidepress ako sa nangyayari sa politika natin sa Pilipinas, yung aking comfort zone. I live in a condo, 19th floor, no, pero I do my own composting. I have a pot of worms for
How?
vermicomposting, 'di ba?
Okay.
So
Wow.
yun yung aking yun yung aking pang-distress. No? So pumunta ako sa balcony, magpa-plant or magsi-sift ng compost ko or titingnan ko lang yung mga worms if they are mataba ba sila, they have enough food na kinakain. So that's where I put all my organics. And I'm not sure kung baka ako lang, baka weird na talaga akong tao na
Oo.
I find pleasure in that. But
Oo.
what I realize is when kids especially are able to connect to the environment, yun mo, palaruin mo yung bata sa open field, no? If your feet are touching the grass, if you're able to roam, iba yung connection. So I think that's one thing that we can probably explore in this better normal that we are trying to work on, is how can we connect our young people to the environment para masagot talaga ng why do they have to segregate their waste, why do they have to reduce their plastic. It's because actually ang ganda ng bansa natin, ang ganda ng planeta natin, and that's worth I don't like the word saving, but that's worth protecting, no? That's worth not destroying at the least.
Mm. Actually, ngayon ko lang din naalala, yung term na save the earth, actually, you're not saving the earth. You're saving us because the earth will always be there anyway. 'Di ba? Kapag nag-iba yung itsura niya, tumaas yung temperature na maging uninhabitable na siya, nagfo-float-float pa rin naman sa kalawakan yung earth. Tayo lang yung mawawala. So, really, if you think about it, save the earth is save humans and the other species also. Yun. Anyway, teka, kasi you mentioned earlier that you grow your own food. So, na-curious lang ako. Ano yung mga grow mo dyan?
I have a very small balcony, so hindi ganun ka dami, no, but I had my pepper kasi
Okay.
madali siyang i-grow, and I
Oo.
love spicy food. I love pepper. Yung tomatoes ko hindi ganun ka successful. But the easiest ones are the kangkong and the kamote tops. So that's easy. But hopefully by this Friday, I'll be able to go home sa island, no, and be at home literally. And may ano na ako sa mga sa mga free time ko dito habang naka-lockdown, gumawa na ako ng plano para sa farm, no, na
Magkakaroon ka ba ng mangga?
nakalist na lahat. Well, meron. Isa yun sa frustration ko kasi nag-harvest na sila doon sa bahay at hindi ko natikman yung harvest this year.
Oo.
So, but I think the joy of growing your own food is starting to be more popular now. So
Mm-mm.
hopefully people continue that even after the lockdowns and situation that we have now.
Mm-mm. Sali daw si Rachel sa farm. Rachel, di ba taga-Taguig ka? Tama ba ako? Oo, di ba? Kailangan mo yung ang farm mo,
To be
mayroong may Sambales mango para matatalo natin si Froy. Anyway, tungkol talaga doon, di ba, nagkaroon ng mango rivalry. So yan, actually we're almost at the end, but before we end, this is also a question that I want to ask kasi you mentioned earlier that there are a lot of bills pa in Congress and in the Senate na merong impact sa environment, 'di ba? So if there are people who are interested in learning more about those bills, and so una, kung gusto nilang aralin 'yon, and then pangalawa, kung gusto nilang kumilos para makatulong na magkaroon ng awareness 'yon, or to do advocacy, na as in convince people in Congress or convince more people to join in the campaign to have these bills passed, or kung hindi okay yung mga bills, to prevent these bills from being passed. If you can give us more information about those bills that are pending and what help, if any, you need from people.
Yes, I think thank you for that opportunity. What we've seen with the anti-terror bill is that a lot of these congressmen actually are not reading the bills that they're voting on. So if you have friends na legislative staff sa Congress, they are actually good, parang good contacts, no, to approach and say your mind on this. So there are several. The new normal bill is still being deliberated, and there are ways that we could influence it. Part of it is the non-promotion of disposables is one. Second is hopefully what I've tried to do the past few weeks is I've been biking from my house to the office, no? And it's actually quite pleasant. But I'm fortunate because I work and live in Quezon City, so that's one. But I'm realizing if the new normal bill would actually fully support that, it would be a massive opportunity for us, no, moving forward. Kung talagang may bike lanes tayo, there are protection for the bikers and that stuff, no. A bit of context lang. I used to bike mga 12 years ago going to work. Pero meron ako isang traumatic experience na habang nasa isang stoplight, binangga ako ng isang truck. It wasn't hindi naman grabe yung bangga, no, but it was really parang power tripping. So what I did was I went to the MMDA person. Ang sabi sa akin, well, sinadya yan, so criminal yan, punta ka sa PNP. So I went to the police station. Pagdating sa police station, sabi sa akin, well, traffic yan, punta ka sa MMDA. And doon ko na-realize na talagang walang protection for us. So hopefully, that's one area where the new normal bill could really be clear and support better and safer biking in the country. Outside of the new normal bill, prior to COVID, meron ng deliberation on waste to energy. Ang sinasabi kasi, nakakalungkot, sinasabi ng ilan sa even with the DNR, or sa Congress, na yung ating Republic Act 9003, yung waste management law natin sa Pilipinas, despite being 20 years na, ay hindi pa rin na-implement. So, palitan na lang yun, and then let's just burn all our waste sa isang mega facility. But there are already several instances at napatunayan na hindi talaga mag-work, lalo sa context natin where 60% of our waste are wet waste or organic or food waste. So it would take more energy para sunugin sila than whatever energy we could take from it. And then there are, of course, issues on emissions, in pollution, and it doesn't make sense. No? So isang planeta na we have a finite resource, why should we burn and burn and burn? Hindi ba mas okay ko ang ating sistema ay circular, whatever we use, we're actually conserving and reusing them para yung future generation naman may magamit pa. No? So these are top of mind na tatlong bills where people could participate and let their voices be heard.
Mm-mm. Actually, you made me remember something pala with the you mentioned about burning, etc. Kasi 'di ba for now, marami talaga sa Pilipinas, I think primarily coal power plants pa rin yung ginagamit natin. Although may moves naman na magkaroon ng renewables, pero kung yung ratio yung titignan, parang mas marami pa din ng coal power plants, right? There were calls a few years back na i-consider ulit yung paggamit ng nuclear energy kasi mas malinis, et cetera, et cetera. So, ikaw, do you agree with that? Or meron din bang mga issues na kailangan tignan? Baka hindi maging okay yung paggamit ng nuclear energy.
Well, uh, I'll be transparent. Hindi ako eksperto sa issue ng nuclear energy, but we have a few basics that we know, you know.
Okay.
I remember we had this interesting discussion with a fellow Twitter natin before, di ba, na advocate ng nuclear power kasi uh, nasa probinsya niya, you know, or nasa pamilya na. But anyway, a few basics. Uh, do we actually trust our current technical capacity, no, to implement this? Kung ang Germany nga at yung more advanced nations are phasing out their nuclear facilities, why should we go there? Ano, sa isang bansa na nasa ring of fire, na prone sa storm surges, sa lindol, ano, are we ready? No, we have enough disasters as it is. And ang question is, if we go that route and nagkaroon ng disaster, kaya ba natin? No? Then that's the first question. The second question is, yun lang ba talaga ang alternative? Or baka naman merong mas better alternatives without all the risk? We are lucky. Sa init ng Pilipinas, why are we not investing more on solar, no, on wind, sa lakas ng hangin, sa dami ng coast natin, no? Why are we not investing on this, no? So only after we've answered these two questions, siguro then we'll be able to decide, you know. But really, one is let's not create the risks that we cannot manage, and second is, if there are better solutions, why not go for that rather than go for something that is problematic?
Okay. So, on the note of better solutions, I'd like to thank you again, Froy, for joining me tonight. I learned a lot. Wala ko masyadong alam kanina. Anyway, if people want to find you, online, offline, wherever, or they want to ask you questions about any campaigns that you're doing, or if you want to talk about any of the campaigns that you're doing, ayun, where do they look for you?
Yes. So Facebook is Froilan Grate. Twitter is Green Minds. And Instagram is Zero Waste Froy. Feel free to reach out if you have questions. If you are interested to volunteer, you know, there are so many things happening right now. We could definitely use more and more people to be involved in this. So you're very much welcome.
Okay. When you say pala volunteer, one last, what exactly are the things that you need volunteers for?
We actually need a lot of lawyers. We actually need a lot of lawyers to volunteer. Ano? Kasi karamihan sa mga environmental advocates are really strong on campaigning, ano, on the technical side. And I understand yung lawyers are needed everywhere, ano, pero more so din sa environmental advocacy natin, kasi especially sa policy work, no, ang daming ongoing bills na nire-review, no, so makakatulong yon. So I think legal research is one area. If you're good on social media, that's one. If you're good on research, marami. You know? So I'm part of the Break Free from Plastic movement. We are about 2,000 organizations around the world. So there are different aspects of the advocacy that you can involve yourself. So maraming pagpipilian, whatever your strength is. Or even just a follow and an opportunity to learn about this issue would already be a big help para sa advocacy natin.
Okay. Also, yung mga friends ko dyan who are despairing for because of the things that they're doing. If you want to give back to society, here it is. Volunteer your talent, etc. One last pala, ayan, ang dami kong naaalala tuloy bigla. So, nung nandun kami ni Marco sa Berlin na taon, na nagkaroon ng ng isang event nung climate strike. Kasi apparently, parang may one day in the month na parang may rally, ganyan. So, sumali kami. Tapos ang nakita ko nga doon, ang dami ding mga bata na sinasali. Kasi, well, si Greta naman kasi bata, di ba? So, parang, it's really a young people thing. As in, yung mga ibang itsura ng mga bata, doon siguro mga 5 years old, 6 years old lang yung mga yon kasama ng mga magulang nila. So, sorry yan, kasi ako masyadong aware pag dito sa Pilipinas. Meron din bang ganong involvement yung ganong ka-widespread na even the younger people are able to join the activities. At saka may
Yes, in fact,
ano din ba tayo dito? Ayun.
Meron din. I've seen a lot of parang mga local efforts to do this, and sa akin yun yung pinaka promising talaga, seeing young people, no? Kasi whether we admit it or not, medyo matanda na tayo. So, mas kailangan talaga ng younger generation to take on this. So, merong Zero Waste Youth Pilipinas, maraming mga youth organizations are working on this issue. In some cases, sa locality nila, which is a good start. No? So, that's the most promising for me kasi marami na talaga sa mga kabataan ang na-involve, ano. When I was part of my previous organization, I used to give workshops sa mga college students or even high school, ano. And the most probably sa akin pinakamasaya na moment nung advocacy ko, pumasok ko sa isang bangko. At sabi sa akin ng teller, "Sir, kuya, no, I recognize you. You gave a talk sa NSTP namin 5 years ago."
Oh my God!
And I want to tell you na 5 years na akong hindi gumagamit ng plastic bag at straw.
Wow, ang galing,
So parang pwede na ako mamatay. No? Oo, diba? Nagawa ko na yung part ko. But for me, what it showed is that actually we have to have trust and faith in our young people na they will take on this fight for us.
Ayan, and on that very optimistic note, thank you, Froy, for joining us, joining me, joining my friends. And guys, umeffort naman tayo dito. Save the earth, save humans. Anyway, ayan, so I hope we can be also more creative in the next normal, in the new normal, whatever we want to call the new world, para makahanap ng mga ibang paraan na ma-improve talaga natin on a more long-term basis yung situation natin ngayon, di ba? Kasi everybody agrees that this lockdown, this coronavirus pandemic actually gave people parang the impetus to start thinking about where they are in their lives and in terms of even society, diba? So parang let's not waste this opportunity. Sabi nga nila, parang a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. Ayan hindi siya katulad ni Madam Senator Sabi ko lang, a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. Para magbagong buhay, di ba? So again, thank you, Froy. I enjoyed our talk very much. Guys, eto na yung
Salamat.
mo. Thank you again for watching. And ito na, nahihiya pa rin ako sabihin to, pero don't forget to like Meet the Fresh Facebook page or subscribe to the Meet the Fresh YouTube channel. Anyway, so for next week, kasi sa Friday, wala tayong pasok, June 12, Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, Pilipinas! Wag po ito ang sana huli ang Independence Day natin. Sana meron palit next year. Galingan natin. Junk Terror Bill. And so, on the next episode, on Saturday, we will have Madam Suprema Elizabeth Angshoko. She will be talking to us about Emilio Aguinaldo. And we're going to ask her the story of how she rediscovered Aguinaldo, etc., etc. At saka yung mga alam niyong chismis na hindi natin alam. Ayan, so thank you again for joining us. Good evening. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Froy.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Maraming salamat. Drunk
Bye-bye.
Terror Bill.
Okay, bye-bye.